Okay, folks, listen. I've been doing this show for a while. This is literally episode number 100.
Oh,
This is episode number 100. So, as somebody I
you
like very much, old friend who looks younger than me. Damn it. Uh,
by minutes, like 3 days or something.
you know, and
But I appreciate it.
comedian, actor, actress, director, awesome person, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lisa Holly.
Hello.
How are you doing? Now, you and I have known each other, I think, since 1915.
Right. I'm like 19.
Yeah, 'cause that's one of the weirdest things because it's a funny thing when you've known someone long enough to when you say a certain amount of years and you're going, my grown nephew with children is literally younger than some of my friendships by a lot.
Right.
And it's just a weird thing. But here's the thing, though, and it's a weird talking to somebody that you've known for a long period of time. Obviously, there's a lot of things that I do know, but for the sake of the audience, I'm going to ask some stuff that I know the answers to, and they don't. And I want to find out the history
Dun, dun, dun.
of Lisa Holly. Now, I got to find this out. Now, obviously, I'm from Philadelphia originally. I believe we have that in common. Well, at least the area, I should say.
I was born in New York.
Why not? I keep forgetting about that. Forgetting that you were a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Okay, this show's over. I don't talk to those people.
Right. He doesn't know me at all.
Yeah, but I started out in Philadelphia. And that's where I met you. That's why I probably thought that, because essentially, everybody's mind that I talk to, I should say, from back in the day, you are from wherever they met you.
True.
There are people that go, hey, yes, man. I didn't know we're both New Yorkers. I'm going, nah.
Right.
I've done comedy in New York.
We just started comedy in Philly.
So when you were down in Philly though. So when I met you doing comedy, you were down in Philly. So what was the deal with that there, young lady?
My mom is originally from Philadelphia, so we moved back, and I guess the rest is history.
The rest is history.
In reference to why I was in Philadelphia, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But so when you
you
started doing comedy, why did you pick up the microphone for the first time? I'm always fascinated by why someone picks up the microphone for the first time.
Actually, it was my parents. Then I found out my dad later on that I didn't know. I'll try to make it brief. So it was it wasn't a good breakup. Mm-hmm. And but prior to that, my father is not necessarily strict, but very, very dragnet, very structured. Mm-hmm. And I made him laugh. And I was like, he wasn't that person that would, to me, seem like you could make laugh, especially a kid. And then my mother was going through it, and she was crying, and I made her laugh, and I was hooked.
It's kind of funny how the magic actually finds you in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of found.
But my brother started first. He's 4 years older than me, Brian. And my father, I found out later, did comedy between his musical sets. So we have a very artistic family. That is ARTISTS.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say we're gonna get protested.
Yeah. I want to be specific and not Pacific. So,
but that's one of the things that I did not know. I did not know that you had come from a family with the music and then the comedy. Yeah. See, that's one of the tidbits I did not know from back in the day. So how did you?
Yeah, nobody really knows. Oops. Hey, there's my niece. Hi. What kind of show is this? Yeah, but not a lot of people know that. Not a lot of people. No, not a lot of people know it. I was going to say not a lot of people from Philly, but not a lot of people. No.
Yeah, well, you just changed that, by the way.
Now.
All the secrets. Where do you find?
Sorry, Dad. I didn't know.
Wait till Maury comes busting out with some secrets.
You're like, that is your father making jokes. Yeah.
But that must have been a weird thing, because when someone has that stoic type personality, and then you see, it's like it's
well,
like.
I mean, he would be the straight man in the comedy, I guess.
But even when you see when you see someone that doesn't laugh.
Right.
It's like the structure of their face is so different. You're like, what the hell is that?
I know. It's great.
You can count your teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 32.
Right.
So now you're doing.
There's other people like, I'm going to give out shout out to other fellow Philly comics, Ralph and Ramon Harris. Their mom is hilarious. And she didn't come off as like my dad, where he was just very stoic. She was just she's very funny. Very funny. So when the stock falls, the apple falls very closer to the tree ground. Not really good on the adages.
I was going to go, what the heck was that? The apple doesn't fall from the water in the tree.
All right. If you fall in the creek, you better get wet. Clearly, I'm not country, or I don't have a lot of slogans. Yeah.
No, New Yorkers have a lot of slogans. Hey, you get out of there. Same thing with Philly.
Why I order? It's not Bugs Bunny. I don't know.
Yeah, it was the Looney Tunes. Yeah.
It intertwined.
Ironically, that actually is a very, very accurate way of describing about 75% of our common friends as well, if you really think about it. So now you do Philly, and then now where do you go from Philadelphia after you move from Philadelphia to the next step in comedy? Where do you go next?
Well, here's the thing. See, what had happened was I was trying to move to New York, and you pretty much have to know who's fast to get a place in New York. And another good Philly comic friend, Belinda Clear. Anyway, she had a relative that was in New York, and I was like, hey, but I couldn't get her apartment. So anyway, a different best friend said, you have to come to DC or Maryland. And I was like, that's not usually the move.
Yeah.
But yeah, I stayed with Liz for about 10 days in Tacoma Park near there in Maryland. And then I came out here, and I did come out for a vacation, and I stayed with, there's a really thick, it's going to sound like a whole reunion of names here, but two more Philly comics I stayed with when I came out here for vacation for 2 weeks. Lamont Farrell, a writer for a lot of stuff, and now teaches writing in UCLA, USC, and Taquan Stewart out of Delaware. Anyway, I stayed with them when I came out vacation, had a ball, and I was like, I don't need to go anywhere. So, I mean, by the second week, I was like putting resumes out so that I could, survive and live indoors, since I decided to move out here. And then another Philly comic, Roy Diggs, very, very funny. We were supposed to move out together, and I came out first and stayed. So
yes, I remember when you moved to Los Angeles. I remember that.
Yeah, it's 95, August 20th.
Yeah, because
my anniversary is coming up.
Yeah, I remember that because I remember we went out to, was it lunch or something like that? And I remember the Prince album came out, and I played that for you, the Gold Experience.
Ah, wow.
Yeah, and I remember
319 and all that. Okay.
Yeah, and I remember you. I let you drive my car. Yeah, just for a second. And you came real close to
was
a
I
wall.
licensed? No,
I don't know, because you came kind of close to a wall, and then I was like, I think that's enough, and
right.
I just got.
You know, it was me, because I remember trying to teach Sean C. Turner, yet another Philly comic, how to drive, and he got really close to some cement. And I was like, yo, your lesson's over.
Well, now I know where he got it from. Now listen. But was it a big culture shock when you got out to Los Angeles?
Yes, definitely. So definitely more than just the time difference. I have always lived in Hollywood. And there is an image of Hollywood that, people see, and then there's the other part where I live. And one of the things I found out when I moved here, that there's not only night hoes, but day hoes. Apparently there's shifts of horrorism. Because apparently, they have night jobs, so they, have to whore in the daytime.
So you had to,
I found out there was day whores.
You found out some wonderful experiences and heard some wonderful sounds in your apartment through the walls, I take it. Did you hear things?
No. I mean, there were. You mean whores?
Yeah. I mean, did you hear them at work?
No. I live on the top floor, so unless they're doing it in front of my door. No, they were down at Sunset Boulevard.
Okay. Only reason I said that
doing the whole stroll. So yeah.
Yeah, because I was living with someone, and we at the time, and we were awakened a few times by
oh wow,
hearing some stuff that wasn't on television.
Oh,
it was pretty clear that it wasn't a movie. And
yeah, right. They weren't studying and chanting.
Because I've had my television in many cases. I have a large television that I'm looking at right now, and no matter how loud I turn it, it doesn't bang the bed into the wall. So
good to know. I don't with that.
I was just going to say, I'm sitting there going, we're looking over like, what the hell is this? What the hell is going on? It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. It's 4 o'clock in the damn morning. What the hell? We got to move next to some people with some night shift. What the calm down?
Yeah, you needed a day hoe as a neighbor. So
that would have been good. It also would have gotten me in trouble because people would have assumed I did something, which I did not do. Well, we saw you walking down the hall with the day hoe. It's an interesting sentence.
There it is. There it is. One of a kind. That was another thing. When I came out here, because of being an East Coaster and not thinking about the public transit system, and how I'd never been here before the vacation, so I didn't know how spread things are and how the transit system was lacking. And so I used to walk home from the Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory, and got approached a couple of times.
I was going to
say, I'm like, I'm in sneakers and sweats. Is this the relax hole? Like, why are you keep it moving? The most comfortable hole on the stroll.
I'm sitting there going, and I know generally where you're talking about living, because I used to live in Hollywood myself during the 90s. And I'm thinking about, I never walked the Sunset Strip ever. It was always in the car, but I would look out and I'm going, I would really, really, really not like to walk down this street here. And you walked down there as a lady. Oh, did you? It ain't good.
It ain't good. Yeah. But I didn't have options. Another thing about the transit system that has gotten better. But it stops at, like how Philly is closed for liquor, or at least it used to be on Sundays. LA kind of shuts down transit wise, and it's every hour. So by the time I wait, I would have been home. And I lost a lot of weight that the first few years here. That's a lot of walking.
So, but they got a subway there, right? Don't they have a subway there now in Hollywood?
Yeah, it doesn't go to the clubs though. Those clubs are on the way to Beverly Hills. Did you know they would not have public transportation, a subway, God forbid, in Beverly Hills? So.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we're just getting one on Crenshaw, which is South LA, South Central.
Does anybody get on the damn things? Because I know that I was out there for the Northridge quake.
Nice, very clean.
Yeah, nobody's afraid.
Nobody's on it. Yeah, yeah.
Because I was out there for the Northridge quake, and I was like, that kind of had left a permanent imprint on my mind about getting
Yeah.
on anything, any kind of structure. It was just kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, it was yeah, because it took me a while because of the earthquake thing. And I'm like, didn't you dig where the fault lines are? Like, that's where I was when I first got here. But after a while, yeah, it's convenient. And then like I had a day job where hoeing, and
Aha!
it was aha, I had to pay my bills somehow. No, but I from Hollywood to downtown is like 11 minutes on the train. So you can't beat that.
Yeah, and also I remember how bad the traffic sucked. I'm pretty sure it's probably
So
still
the
blows.
train is like,
Pretty sure it still blows. Now
yeah,
you're in LA now, okay, and now you move on to. I'm sure you did everything that you did the Laugh Factory, and did you do that stand in line crap at the Laugh Factory and
yeah, all of that when I first got here. And long story short, there was a moment of a time of homelessness, and anyway, I would still go every week, because every Tuesday, and for 3 minutes you would stand out there all day, and Lamont Farrell came and checked on me, which I thought was really sweet of him. So because I was no longer in their abode, and yeah. But yeah, I used to sit out there and wait in line, and the Comedy Store had a kind of a lottery thing, so sometimes you'd be waiting and not get the first 20 names pulled. The Improv, that was they had open mic, and it was at 5:00. I remember because a lot of my day jobs would end at 5, and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to get there unless I take off from work, and I need to live indoors." So yeah, they had all different schedules. That was another thing. After a while, I made a Excel spreadsheet of all the open mics all around town and how to get there and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, it's very, very difficult because during the period when I was out there, my whole focus was I ignored comedy for a while for one reason and one reason only. I'm getting a car. That's all I could think about. I took jobs.
yeah, definitely. I was out here 5 years without a car. So
yeah, it was like I got my car. I got out there in '93, with the end of '93, basically '94, like September of '93. I got out there. I had that damn car in '95. I was like, I'm ignoring I still went to the Laugh Factory. I was like, I'm not putting up with this bull stuff. The hell with that. And people were mad at me until they needed the damn ride. And then they weren't mad at me anymore.
Right, I know.
They're like, you're the only one of us that has a new car. So remember when I was giving you a hard time about not hanging out? Yeah, I remember exactly. You want to ride back to Long Beach. Is that what you're saying? You your punk ass.
Yeah, Long Beach. Yeah, that was far from the Comedy Store.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't get eye contact after a while.
Yeah, it was just like
I'm still on Sunset.
Yeah, I got to go to the bathroom. That's the thing I never understood. It's like, I remember what it was like.
Ready to go? Let's go.
Oh yeah, no. But my thing is, if it's like I remember what it was like in Philly as the 17-year-old when everybody was giving me rides, to comedy clubs and everything when I started doing it, and I thought, well, I had cars here, obviously, on the East Coast, but when I went to LA, I did not have one, and then I was like, if the person doesn't stink, and I don't think they're going to stab me in the back of the neck while I'm driving, I will give them a ride home. I don't care because I just remember what it felt like, and I know how much it sucks to be in a city that be on public freaking big. Or not. It used to be like a day trip. I went to a Sears to buy some pants in Hollywood, and it was a damn day trip. By the time I went to Sears, got the damn pants, and came back, it was 6:00 at night.
I know. My first job was in Torrance, near Torrance. Mm-hmm. It was a car dealership.
Ew.
3 hours one way.
Yeah.
3 hours. I was so mad at the temp agency for sending me there. I was like, I don't have a car. And I got it down to like an hour and 45 minutes. And I stayed there for months because it was my income. I didn't know anything about unemployment. I didn't know and I didn't want to be homeless, so I was like, I get tight. I'll last. I'll pack for an hour and 45-minute ride, one direction. So yeah.
I can relate to that.
And I had a car that was was that my first one? I think so. $250. $250. A big station wagon with the lovely wood paneling.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was a stick shift.
Oh, well, alrighty then.
That was my first car here. Woo!
And how many clutches did you go through?
I know, right? It was, I would use it to go to the laundromat. Like I would fill up the the wagon back part of it and take it up the street a half a block and wash clothes and bring it back. Like I didn't do anything because I was so trying to get used to the stick shift that I didn't. After a while, I was like, fuck it. I'm out 250. It's fine. And my building had a, when they are sandblasting the garage, the floor, garage floor. And so they were like, any cars left in there will be towed. I was like, sweet. And I just left it. And my parking space, let it get towed. I was trying to donate it, but it was taking too much. You were like, well, how does it look at that? Am I giving you a car or why are you asking me questions? It's like a homeless person. Does this have mail on it? I'm giving you food and you.
I said no. I get this way. I said no onions.
I know, right? Like, what? It's a stick shift. Yeah. So you don't take stick shift? Okay. So I was just let it get towed, and that was that.
That always cracked me up. It's like you're trying to give someone something, and then
right.
I still, that always fascinated me. Now
I know. I remember one time I was at a light, and I remember it because very vividly. And this woman walked over and it was like, gonna have some money, but she didn't really talk. And I was like, I don't have money, but I have food, and here's some pretzels. And then she's like, because she had like 4 good teeth, maybe.
Oh, okay.
3 and a possible. You know what I mean? And I was like, if you were really hungry, you would have let that soften in your mouth. I'm trying not to sound sexual.
No.
Because I was like, you would have let it just get soft in your mouth.
That's disgusting.
You know what I mean? You made it so that you could eat it eventually.
Hey, look, we all have older relatives. I had uncles that didn't have teeth for years, and I saw them eat some things where I'm going. I'm literally standing next to them practicing my Heimlich maneuver because I know they're going to choke on whatever the heck. How are you eating a cheesesteak with no damn teeth?
The drugs. And another guy at the gas station across that light was trying to sell me. He was trying to sell me a dirty blow dryer. I was like,
no. Know
your audience, black man. How do you not know these are braids? I don't need a blow dryer, especially from your nasty ass hands. Like it was no box. It was just.
There's probably some blood still on it.
Yes, a blunt object.
Let go, lady.
Really?
And it's
a hell of a drug, ain't it?
Is there still that dividing line where? Because when I was there weren't that many homeless people at all.
Are you kidding? Where were you? You lived in Hollywood and you didn't see homeless?
No. When I'm comparing it to the current state of affairs.
Well, now there's tent towns or shanty towns, like whole communities of tents at this point. There seem to be more homeless or more transient. Is that PC? Near the beach because it's the beach. They still patrol it, but they don't patrol it like their whole communities. Like I had just gone there like a couple of months ago and I was like, oh, wow. Well, I mean, beachfront property is, you ain't too shabby. I mean, I guess it's the pluses of living in LA. outdoors.
Yeah. I mean, can't do it
You
here.
get the pressure of the waves. You get the salt air.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want to or not, I guess, depending on where you live.
Yeah, it's just really weird because you were still there, taking care of business, and it's just like all of my friends that are still there. They would, oh, it's not the same as it was when you were here, man. It's a little different now, bro. It's not the same town. And just to be curious, I watched somebody that did a dash cam video driving through my old neighborhood, and I was just sitting there pointing out things that were there that are not my old apartment is still there. Which completely stunned me. 1762 Orchid
Have
Avenue.
you seen it? I mean, they've been doing a lot of construction. So
yeah, it was like, I was like, I mean, if I snap my fingers and I just arrived there and you just drop me at Highland, I would recognize.
Highland. Ooh.
It's the McDonald's is still there, right? So I would recognize that. But
yeah,
but if you start going up the street,
no, the McDonald's is gone. That's what I'm saying. It's
the McDonald's.
You mean at the corner of Sunset and Highland?
Hollywood and Highland.
Hollywood and Highland? Oh, well, yeah. You didn't live on Hollywood and Highland, though.
I lived right behind. If you went to the Chinese theater, the Man Theater.
Orange.
Yeah, well, Orange was on the left side. My street was on the other side. It was across from the street from where Jimmy Kimmel Live does his show. I live right around there, and attached to where they do the Oscars. But it literally, I was like, man, I don't even know if it's. I mean, the last time I saw like a Google Map version of the area, and I was like, oh my God, that's my old apartment. Well, one of them, obviously, I was out there.
Talking again.
I was out there. Well, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? It's been a couple of weeks, so.
I'm like, good to know your hobbies.
I say, man, you didn't get a date for a few weeks, and all of a sudden, you got to do what you got to do. You got to stalk people that actually don't exist anymore because it's an old picture. I'm going to stalk you where you were. Now, what I'm doing right now as we're speaking. I'm looking at you.
I don't want to know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, she does remember hanging out with me back in the day.
You got a picture up, so excuse me.
It is what it is. We do what we do.
Your hands are full.
Yeah. I am now looking directly at Lisa Holly's IMDb. I'm looking at it.
Right.
Now I'm going to start at 2001.
Somebody going like, at Dimba?
And they're going, what the hell is he talking about? All right, people listening, look it up. Now listen.
You're right.
Now you began building. And I see The Way We Do It TV series. Is that the first time you put your foot down and let everybody know who I am?
I guess. I mean, my first paying job was at the Comedy Act Theater, made famous by Robin Harris. And I was on Robin Montague's show. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Miss Montague, for my first paid gig. But that was the first one on TV, The Way We Do It. And yeah. I got replaced by Leslie Jones. But it was fun. It was definitely fun.
But I mean, did you enjoy that? I mean, obviously you enjoyed being on television. What that was BET, was it? What network was that? What network was that? The network that the show was on?
Oh, Comic
View.
Comic View, yeah.
Okay.
They had I should know that, huh? It sounds like something.
You would think, man. I'm starting to think that maybe there's another Lisa Holly with the exact same damn IMDb, and you.
Yeah.
Are you really
like
you?
3, actually, one is like a stagehand, one is like wardrobe. I've done wardrobe on shorts though, so that's always good.
When you, because I'm looking up here, and I see the short, and I see the movies that are in post-production that you've already shot. It's post-production, because at that point it's like, look, I did my part. That's up to y'all.
Mean something, because in production.
See, I done
or
did my part
pre-production
already.
is.
Y'all got to take care of the rest of that. I done shot my stuff.
Right.
Don't mess up what I did, damn it. Don't mess my work up.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's going down as far as what's going on now? I mean, obviously, you know what showed up. COVID came in and kicked everybody in the face.
Yeah.
And shut everything down.
Everything down. Yeah. And today in LA, it's National No Mask Day. I'm like, no.
Yeah, so, I know that.
But yeah, they're allowing you to go maskless. I on the other hand, as a germaphobe, am not going to go maskless. I'm going to keep it up. It's a habit now. It's been over a year now. I feel naked without, like, hey. Although, it's weird because I will take it off for shows, but I will cover the mic and stuff. Because people are just, some people hold the mic like resting on the chin. And
yeah.
I didn't like it before. See, the thing is, I was a germaphobe way before the pandemic. So I was already like, what are you doing? Take it away. It's not your mic. Did you buy that? Because it's just it's right up here, and their lips are on it. So anyway, I'm sorry, I digress. What
no, I've never been in this guy. I hate that crap. It sounds bad, and I'm not as much of a germaphobe as you are, but that grosses me out because you're standing there. First of all, there's a light coming towards their face, so you can literally see the spittle flying towards the microphone, and you're going, oh.
Like, that was a nice arc. Somebody get me some Lysol.
Could you just loogie right on the microphone? Just at least I'll know where it is. So you have like a mic. You have a cover that you actually put on the microphone.
Yeah. One night I brought cellophane. So I got a little mic condom, homemade. And one time I've worn 2 masks. So I take one of the masks and cover the microphone. Yeah. So
what about actually holding the microphone? Will you wear gloves?
No, I did. Okay. So, we don't stop as comics, some of us. And we had during the heart of the pandemic, we had comedy outdoors at a park. And everybody, one of the MCs, she had gloves, and she would wipe between acts. So I did her show 2 or 3 times. So the first time I had gloves, but after a while I was like, I just had the hand sanitizer. You know how they used to have, okay, I know I'm going to sound really old, and maybe some people won't get this reference, but people used to carry change machines on their belt. And they were like, ching, 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 like, here's your change. And that's what I have with my hand sanitizer. So as soon as I gave her back the mic, I was sanitizing.
Well, the truth is, I'm much too young to get that reference. So after this is over, I'm gonna have to go and Google that to find out exactly. I'm not. I used to have those little tiny dollar store hand sanitizer, little tiny travel packs, little one. Yeah. I used to have one sitting in my pocket with the little thing out, and that's spinning around.
Yeah, I know. I've seen many people do it because I had the spray, so it's like, no, this is not for your mouth. You can't get those confused. It's not Banaka. It's bacterial.
It's for some people's mouths. Let's just keep it real. It's for some people's mouths. You had a couple.
Yeah, they should. Especially after this pandemic, they've gotten to smell their own breath by now. They're probably like, you know what, flossing is the way to go. Like they probably. I'm really because you're disrespecting yourself after a while. You're like, oh.
I'm really proud.
I smell like that.
I'm really proud to say that I'm very proud of my breath. I'm really happy with it. Now that I've actually had to sniff it for like a year and a couple of months, I'm going.
Yeah.
It wasn't me at that party.
No, it was somebody else.
Somebody else is going on with that.
That's another thing is the Well, yeah, you might have this problem, but I get makeup on the inside of my mouth.
I believe that I said that we were going to not discuss that after I started recording. So I got that new Prince makeup that I wear all the time.
Right. Can I ask separately from me?
Mm-hmm.
When Prince passed away,
yes,
did you get a lot of calls?
Yeah, people acted like I was actually in Paisley Park giving him CPR.
I know. I was like, I wasn't married to him for real. I just played. Really? They were like on suicide watch. What? No.
You know how when
I'm good. I mean, I'm mad and sad, but
you know your birthday on Facebook, you get like hundreds of people going happy birthday.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's what it was like.
My damn direct messages.
Oh.
Hey, it's Anthony. Listen,
you okay?
You gonna be good, bro? I'm like, yeah. I'm very, very sad and choked up. I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple. Right. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There were some songs I couldn't listen to for a little bit. I could not. That song Last December. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I still haven't watched Purple Rain, so
I can't do it. But I'm telling you right now, you familiar with the song Last December? Stay away from that. Stay away from that song.
I haven't listened to the song in its entirety in a very long time.
Yeah, it's like here's to tell you how weird it is. There were times when I was like, I think I can listen to it now. They get the first guitar, I'm like, okay.
Right, I know, right? You're like, nope, let's put on something else.
I'll fast forward to the middle.
Yeah, I know. It took a while. It's like I'll catch it if I'm switching channels on the presets, and but yeah.
That was because I mean, what I always knew.
I was like, is he going to get the president out of office if he had stayed alive? Because that's the only. Because there was a lot going on at the same time. I was like, so this is the one that had to go. This is the one that they decided.
I can think of. Is there any way we could trade him? I know like about 12 people. We can bring the brother back, and we can just get him. We can trade about 12 people. You can bring the brother back and stuff. Because that was. The thing is, it was always. I knew that of all celebrities, the one that would affect me the most by a factor of infinity would be him. Anybody else that goes, I'm going to be sad, but nothing, ironically, compares to that. I didn't do that.
Ironically, yeah.
And so it's like, it's like, well, all right, this other person died. Oh, that's a shame. But just like you're almost burnt out. You don't have anything left for a few years to really mourn another celebrity, because like it's almost like he just sucked all of that out. It was just a weird thing, because like the new album's coming out, Welcome to America. But the funny thing about it is, I heard a couple of the tracks. I'm like, oh, okay, and I went through it and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there was one that it had dead in the title.
Born to Die.
Yeah,
it's called Born to Die.
I don't want to listen to it.
That one. You know what? Surprisingly enough, you can listen to that one because it has nothing to do with him.
Really?
Yeah, he's talking about. Nah, it has nothing to do with him. It's about a lady who lives a different type of lifestyle. So it's
Oh.
Yeah. So it's not about. It's not. Yeah, because I was like, do I want to hear this?
I know the title alone. Like, I can't do it.
As soon as I heard the music, I was like,
Biggie and Tupac. I mean, they had songs that you're like, or album names that were too.
It's like a little bit too on the nose.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Grandma died on Thursday. What kind of song is that? How the hell did you figure she died on Thursday? You sick bastards.
I know.
I said, don't ever write a song about me. I was like, don't ever write a song about me. Yes, Anthony fell down some steps and broke his neck. Damn, you bastards. Why are you oiling the steps? You sick scumbag.
I know. It's weird that Simpsons connection.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what do you know, Matt Groening? What do you know? Because you have too many coincidences.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say right now to Matt, that was Lisa saying something snide to me.
I know. Like, And then it happened where.
Yeah, I just want to say right now.
I mean, I love your stuff. Oh, forget what I just said.
I would say, seriously, you don't want to see a character looking just like you get hit by a bus.
I know.
Like when your car breaks down, I have to catch the bus.
Right. I know. Dun, dun, dun.
Nah, I'm gonna cancel all them shows until that for like a week till that car gets back. Guess you're not gonna get my ass out there like that.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask you this, because this, I know that since you've been out there, when you've been touring, what is I don't know, because it's like I haven't done a lot on the West Coast in a while. It's been a minute, and I've never technically done stand up outside of the country.
Right.
So
yeah, I had gone to go into Europe, and there's a comedy store there, and turns out Mitzi hated them because they were like, bunk you, we want to use the name because they're not associated. Mm-hmm. It's near Piccadilly Circus, and it's almost set up that way, but very English. It was very nice. And then next door, they have a bar that's called The Comedy. So I performed there, but not at the Comedy Store in England. But going on tour is, I went with Jackie Fabulous, and we did the Midwest thing where like it's Montana, Utah, that area. So one time we took my car, one time we took her car, and so that was the touring is usually not here. Mm-hmm. I think I went to Bakersfield. That was one of my first few ones. Portland, again, that's not here, but it's in the West Coast. San Diego. But yeah, there was not. Did I? Oh, in La Jolla, the other comedy store. The comedy store in the States. Mm-hmm. The comedy store in the States. So.
When we started, I asked you if there was a culture shock, even though I kind of knew the answer to the question. The culture shock as far as going from New York / Philly / East Coast to the West Coast. Now, all of a sudden, you're in a car and you're touring the middle of the country. Same question. Culture shock. Was there any?
Montana, have great people. Just the people at this particular venue liked our material so much that they wanted to have an orgy. We're like, actually, Jackie warned me. She was like, they're going to ask you a lot of crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. Is this PC or PG? So when it happened, I was like, I'm good. I'm trying to cut down, but thanks. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I'm okay. Just came from one.
Just like working out, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays only.
Yeah, and this happens to be a Tuesday, so yeah, it's been interesting. A lot of cows, mm-hmm. A lot of driving. In her car, we both have the same. I think we both have the same make, but I was driving her car this time, and the gas was low. And I am a person, even if I'm not on tour, that I like it at the least half full tank, mm-hmm. right? Homegirl was at E. There nothing for miles. It was just mountains, and it was getting dark. I was like, this is where the movie starts. Like, why are you? She's like, it's fine. I'm like, and you pass by this ghost town gas station. Ghost gas station? Mm-hmm. Terminology. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, yeah, I should hear the any minute. Like, I'm like, I didn't want to die in the middle of Montana. That was not my goal. And we made it to the gas station, and not by just sheer will.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, I didn't think we were going to make it.
Yeah.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, when I was driving, I would fill it up and it would never get below half full because it's, you know.
We have a very similar rule, and people know that people have ever been in the car with me going to gigs know my rule is, and I quote, half is zero.
Right. I'm like, look, I need to know I'm gonna get there. I mean, but I one of the things that one of my nicknames is Bunker, because I tend to keep a lot of I'm survivalist mode, maybe. I don't know. My father was in the service. I don't know. My mom was a nurse. But anyway, I'm always prepared. So when we went to Vegas, that's another place I performed where Kirk Franklin, that's funny. Kirk Skelton moved to and had done comedy, probably. I don't know. Anyway, everything was in my car, and if I wasn't, you know, I everything was in my car. If there's ever an apocalypse, I'm always ready. So that's the kind of car. That's what when we went the next year to the same tour route. There was no questions, and she was clowning me about my because I keep snacks. I'm a snacker. And a snacker, and at that time a vegetarian. And she's like, why is she eating like a squirrel? Like, I had trail mix meant for 8 hours of travel. I'm like, whatever. I was eating it like the golden child. Like, I'm going to survive, though. I'm going to survive. Should something happen.
Hold it a second.
Yeah, that's the way I travel.
Let's not gloss over this real quick, because I remember every time I send you a picture of meat on Facebook, you always send me back clear. Right?
Meat, yeah.
Yeah. And you said,
yeah, because you do with like tofurkey. What is that? Turducken. You know, that one that was like 15 meats in one. You always send me those kind of videos, and I'm like, oh my god,
which is hilarious because I don't eat like that at all anymore. But the thing is, I was like,
I can check.
Yeah, well, you'll be seeing me soon enough. That's a different story. But the thing is that you said when I was a vegetarian.
Oh, that's what you're thinking. I am now a vegan.
So you kept going. Okay, I was going to say. I was like,
I kept going. No, I'm not back to sides of beef and no.
I was sitting there going, you mean to tell me you gonna send me clear 15 times and you up there?
Right. No. You know what's weird is there's a stigma with vegans, and on top of that, it seems vegans of color get worse. You're like, oh, you can't have no hot balls? No, I don't want any chitlins. You know, we're kind of free now. So I don't want to eat chitlins.
We don't have to do that no more.
We's free. It's okay.
You gonna leave it in a bucket behind the house?
If you're gonna eat it, you know.
Jeez. But when you made how the transition from carnivore to vegetarian and from vegetarian to vegan was the transition that difficult to go from vegetarian to vegan, or
not really? No. Yeah. Well, I'd been 20 years in, so I did it. I started vegetarianism in 2000, and I had a roommate at the time who was already been a vegetarian, so he told me all the places to go. I did it with my friend, another funny comic, and we didn't last a weekend. She didn't last a weekend. She's like, I need some chicken. I was like, hey, you didn't last the whole 48 hours. But that moaned a very funny comic. But yeah, so I had 20 years in, and during those 20 years, I had done pescatarianism, adding in salmon and occasionally a shrimp, but mostly salmon. And you know, it's never been a film, but I have read a lot of books about it and seen a lot of films. but I just
Wait a minute. When you say see a lot of films, you mean instructional films or one of those films
stuff
that
like What the Health and
forks
what are
over
the don't
knives,
eat this, don't, huh?
like forks over knives and things like that?
Right.
Yeah.
Eat this, not that. What was the other one that? But movies like that, whether it be a movie like the one with Woody Harrelson,
Mm-hmm.
or it's like informative, like What the Health. But they were in there. But it was a combination of being a vegetarian for so long and through those years tracking down my favorites of each.
Mm-hmm.
So that once I found the cheese replacement alternative, I was like, okay, because cheese was my very favorite thing, and bread, most favorite thing, very favorite. And so I found good replacements, and I got better at cooking, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures, but it's like when you move to, it's just an interesting thing because, when you make a choice that it just flips things, and all of a sudden your life has changed for the better, and then you got 20 years in, and because it's like I remember when I stopped, just completely dropped soda, and all of a sudden you're like,
you could take one thing that was your gateway.
You're like, hey,
better out.
I don't need this crap.
Way.
And moving on to that, but and also you lost a lot, and you've been working out.
Yeah, I lost over 100 pounds. So that happened because, well, the first time I lost, it was in 2000 with I had leveled off, and with my losing on, I decided to go to vegetarianism, and 81 pounds later, I was like, sweet.
When that jump started everything.
And then when I had to take care of my mother, one of the first things I tell you in support group is to take care of yourself, like putting the mask on first, and then on an airplane. In this case, all the time. But so I lost a total of over 100.
Right.
So
how long did that actually take, though? The total.
Well, I had gained some, so at that point, I guess I would say under a year. Like it was about 60, because with the math and everything, I had gained some. So it was about 60 that I lost again, and so I had 6 months in, I was, going to Weight Watchers regularly and working out. And then one of my favorite people, another comic, but this time not from Philly. Wow. Chicago man, Andre Lavelle, moved to LA and started a boot camp. So that sent me to the next level. And I had, that's where I started to build upper body strength. And it came in handy, unfortunately, that I had to use it, but fortunate that I had been working out so hard that I was okay with certain situations arose. So yeah, between all of that, I lost 100 pounds, but the veganism didn't come till way after I had reached that mark. So pre-pandemic, but at the end of, I want to say 2018. So September 3rd or something like that. September 1st, something like that. I think it's been about 3 years. So
yeah, because that is a gigantic
that is
achievement. It's a gigantic achievement. A lot of people don't get it. So congratulations, my friend.
Thank you very much.
I know how difficult it is to lose any, because it's like you can gain it in 2 seconds. Let me have that hamburger. Oh, damn, the hell.
That's a Sunday.
Because it's like when people gain 6 pounds from a Thanksgiving meal, and you're going, now how is that fair? Because that's going to take me 3 weeks to get that crap off.
That was the thing. I was a vegetarian for a long time, like I said, and I had a friend, another great friend, Paula Hawkins. Another comic. I only know comics. I think that is the thing that's the theme here. But anyway, she is a great cook, but a meatitarian through and through, and everything. She would have a yearly thing for transplants. Anybody that was not from LA to have a dinner every holiday, every major holiday. And she is from the South.
Oh.
Everything I know.
South and sauce and stuff.
And I was like, wow, you wrap the ice and bacon.
Yes, indeed.
That's great. I'm full. I'm going to use the saliva. I'm good.
You're going to love this bacon.
But yeah, so she's great, but there's nothing I could eat there. So once I found that out, I would take stuff with me. And
I was going to ask you, I was like, do your friends just, Lisa's coming to watch the fight, so mow the lawn. She's going to want to,
I always bring stuff because of that. And yeah. It's sort of like that survivalist, like I'm always prepared. Either that or I'll, eat before I come, or I'll be, doing the golden child motion and stuffing my poops.
Yeah, I just like that's what I see. The thing is, it's amazing how that works, because if you have other kind of differences from your friends, that all of that stuff stays at your house, outside, this, that. But when it comes to the food, especially when, a lot of times when we hang out with our comics, our friends, our actors, whatever, hey, let's go get something to eat. So, what you gonna eat, Lisa? Because if it's a spontaneous, let's go get something to eat. You're sitting there and you're like, you got to sit there looking at the menu for 25 minutes and you got to ask 85 questions.
Right, I know. So the ice does have bacon. Okay. I'm good. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know for sure, but it's something about being in Hollywood. It seems that I have healthier friends, or maybe, after being friends for at length, that you're like, well, we know who is going to eat what, or we know where to go to get, that kind of thing. At this point, I'm about to get a food truck at this point, because people are like, can we just eat at your place and then go somewhere else and then go to the comedy clubs or whatever? Although that's been tricky too, because the outdoor comedy clubs, I'm still all for. It's just, when those ones that were outside was during the day, like at 3 p.m., and it was in a park. They have this amphitheater, and pardon me, that they would have the show, and the host, she would bring a mic and speakers. But there's still dogs chasing frisbees and babies and people making out, and it's just so your backdrop, what your crowd is looking at is the activities of a park, as opposed to, we're looking at the audience and like, why are you distracted? What? You get hit by a soccer ball or something. You're like, nobody's going to tell me. Nobody's going to tell me, because it's still a park. Yeah. But going inside nowadays
still get you. You're still like,
I haven't gone to any of the major clubs yet. So, I have a friend who has a great, Samantha Abrams, another comic, who has a comedy club in her apartment. Very industrious. Another January baby. Woohoo! Capricorn rule.
Comedy club in the apartment.
Yeah. So, and the patio is the smoking section. So.
Okay, so what's the deal? Yeah, what kind of audience is? What kind of audience is that though? What kind of audience is?
It's called the neighbors. No. It's usually a lot of comics, but I think everybody's so very happy to be out that we've packed it out the last 3 weeks, which is unsettling now. Now I'm like, oh, so you all came. Like before, like I remember going to doing the Cellar in New York, and they were like, well, you got to get your own audience kind of thing. So we're outside drumming up, people to come inside. Now I'm like, so can I just text you the jokes? Because there's too many of y'all in here. And I need to thermometer gun you all. Like, I need to spray you. I need like a Silkwood, chamber.
Can anyone here hold your breath for 15 minutes? Can anybody hold your breath for 15 minutes? I can understand it. I mean, I know that
purple light, that black light, just use a wand over them.
I mean, how long do you think it'll be before you feel comfortable running back up into the Laugh Factory or the Improv or hit some coffee houses? I know there's always coffee houses out there that you hit when you're doing, because those are the gymnasiums, the coffee houses, basically.
Right. They're still, they haven't necessarily come back yet that I know of.
Or they might be shut down. It's not like they have the biggest margin of profit in those places either.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Because eventually it's going to be time to get back in that ride and hit those towns with the weirdos. Not that I'm calling anyone weirdos. I'm just saying.
Right, of course not. You mean there's other people that you're not talking about.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, I'll just put it to you this way. I've also been in the car with some comics and had some interesting offers. As soon as you get outside the city, my wife likes you, sir. Thanks. She really likes you. Okay, I know where this is going.
You got a pretty mouth.
He said, I'll be outside. Right, when I'm distracted. Like, wait a second. So
right.
What kind of weird crap is this? But if somebody goes, okay, it's time, I want to go back out on the road. We're going to do Montana. We're going to do some things. We're going to do Texas. We're going to do this, that. We're going to do it. And we're going to go out and do these places.
Yeah, I think Austin opened up first. I have a couple of friends that did them.
Well, of course it did. It's in Texas. When the hell did it close?
I know, right? Like, what?
My nephew lives in Texas. And he's like, ain't nothing closed down here, Jack. Okay. I did, it was in Texas and nothing closed there. But if you get enough, but then again, if you go to Texas, it's big enough where you could go there and you could hit a bunch of places and come back. It's just like similar to California. It's just so big, but the clubs are probably there.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
But would you? I mean, do you feel comfortable? Boom, going out.
I guess if the money is right, just wrap myself in echinacea.
I mean, people are asking me, and when you coming back, bro? And I'm going, yeah, I'm gonna wait till I'm gonna see if you guys, I'm gonna see what's up first. Like, hey, all right, let's go. I'm going, nah,
Yeah. I mean, again, Belinda has been going out, and we're like neck and neck on the germaphobe thing. So she's like, yeah, she's got the cover thing too. So she covers the mic as well.
Yeah,
that's why she's my friend. See, you gotta have the ones that are not into cooties, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm very, very fortunate in that I have the two pods, so I don't have to do that right now. But the thing is, I know it's something. I mean, I started out doing that, and that's what I do. And there's a part of me that's like, every time somebody,
it doesn't ever go away.
Somebody calls me up, and I'm telling you, I get DMs. Yo, man, we got this thing. I'm like, yeah, because I want to do it, but like you said, it's a part of me. And I feel bad because basically you're using people as damn guinea pigs. I'm gonna see if you guys get sick and pass out first. And then if you survive, then you live. Right. Then when was the last time you did a show? Yeah, call me in 14 days, and if I hear you go,
right, I know, right?
I hear.
That incubation period, like,
nah, bro. But that's the thing. I don't know. So. Now you've done some movies. So what's going on?
I have.
So how you
here
digging
there.
How you digging the acting thing? You sliding into that there, Jack? So we're going next. We sliding into that. We're moving and grooving in that direction. As far as acting.
Well, I'm always writing, so that's my core focus. Comedy and writing. But Who knows? Who knows?
When
Kind
you,
of play it by ear. I have one that's coming out called Bus Stop.
mhm.
Ernest Harden Jr. is the star of it, and so it was great work with him. You might have known him from Jefferson, but he's been in like 30 projects over the years. But or been in the business over 30 years is what I'm saying.
And that's your pen? That's you
Huh?
wrote. That's what you wrote. This is what you're writing.
No, it wasn't my writing actually. But Chanda Debu.
Okay, you're acting. Well, when you're writing, what do you actually say everything goes exactly the way you want it to go? I'm sitting here and I'm going to snap my fingers, and you get exactly what you want.
Boom! I got my show on the air, or my movie in the theaters. Yeah.
Do you see? I mean, do you see yourself dumping stand up when you sell your first script for $1.3 million?
Dumping sounds so harsh. Plus the pearl.
Dropping it, throwing it down the steps, and stabbing it.
Tripping it, throwing it out of,
taking it out back and popping it a couple times behind the ears, and then digging a hole and burying its ass in the ground, and then acting like you didn't know you hadn't seen it in 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would ever dump. That sounds it sounds so harsh. I think it's even better once you do let me just say, when you have a successful project, stand up, at least getting stage time is that much easier. So
I know that. Oh yeah,
that'd be the perfect
scenario
place to be.
And the only reason I say is because I've seen people who haven't even achieved that level of success. They're just doing kind of okay. Like they're doing pretty good. I'm making about $150,000 a year, man. You don't stand up? Hell no. And it's like it
is a tough business to be in. I tell you what. Yeah. So I mean, there's plenty of funny people that haven't seen a stage in decades. So it just may not work out. I mean, those people that we see went through, not that the other ones that we don't see didn't go through a lot as well, but those percentages are pretty low that are successful. Did I say that twice? But yeah, the success rate is pretty low to get to that place. There's a lot of comics that support themselves without being famous as well, or at least they used to before pre-pandemic. PP or pre-corona.
Yeah. I mean, it was really fun.
They were living off of road work, and not everybody, a comic might know them, but not laymen, if you will, civilians.
Yeah, it was just really weird.
That would help. I mean, that doesn't do a lot in LA, but yeah.
Yeah,
if 10 million, then maybe.
See, that's the thing. I'm just really curious. You hit $10 million. You get your big $10 million check from the movie. You get, and his head is banging, and you're going, "Hey, you want to go on tour?" Hell no.
I don't want to say no. I don't think. I think it depends on the. It depends on the tour. It depends on the tour. It depends on the lineup. If anything, I might create my own at that point, because I know who I would want to work with. So if I have that money and great, all the stuff that goes with it, kind of thing, like, you know what I mean, property, whatever you want, kind of thing. After that, I would probably set it up myself, so that way, I would be around the people I want to be around, because touring can be quite arduous. And you kind of, if you can pick and choose, why not be around your friends? So.
I've said that to many people, to many people. If you get to the situation where you can pick and choose the people around you, because let's be honest, You don't want to be around somebody. Everything in the world sucks. Comedy's
Right,
really
right.
hard.
The
It
half empty
stinks.
chick.
Everything
And
sucks.
yeah.
Everything blows. How come the script didn't get sold? I sent it out 2 days ago. How come I didn't get any phone calls? It's because everybody, they don't like mine. And it's amazing how much that drains you down. You don't even realize it.
Yeah, you want to be around. It's like it's the same across the board. Whether you're traveling or not, you want to be. I mean, within town. Like say you had, you doing improv in both places in La Jolla and here, and or Flappers or any of the many clubs. The comedy, I'm sorry, the Comedy Union. I just want to mention that because it's a Black-owned club.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the just knowing if you had that option is so much better because I've traveled with people that I would never travel again with, not doing a tour. I'm like, I just know who I won't call to be like, hey, so I got free tickets to Jamaica. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you say X, Y, and Z, then you're like, oh, so you're gonna carry the heroin on the plane? Yeah, I was kidding. I was just Jamaica, New York. I still no, I don't have any extra tickets. You gotta be with the right people. You gotta travel with the right people.
Have you gotten rid of?
And if you have the access to it, then yeah.
Have you gotten rid of all of them yet? Because I'm pretty much.
That's what 2020 was for.
Yeah, I'm at literally. I'm literally at around 98% eviction of idiots rate right now because because there was.
I think it comes with age. I mean, if you had asked me what my 20-year-old self, I'd be like, that's fine. Like, so it's only a little bit of crack between sets. Like, as opposed to now that I'm like, wow, so you're not going to wash your hands? Yeah, we're not going on tour again.
Yeah, people didn't think that I would actually walk up and tell people things. You know what I mean? And I said, I want you to come with me because I want to make sure that this is very, very clear.
Yeah.
This is never going to happen again.
I know.
I said, I remember going up and saying, I'm not going to badmouth you or say anything negative about you, but I just want you to let you know.
Right.
If I'm on the show, just say you're busy. If you're on the show, I'm going to say I'm busy. It's never going to happen again. I don't want to get into any more specifics about why I said that, because if I got any more specific, people listening to me who know who I'm talking about would be like, that's the guy, that's the thing. So,
right.
But I will have no problem because it's not like you doing it in a mean way, but also, why would you want to torture yourself for 6 weeks with somebody where you're like, I literally,
I mean, if you can't help it and they're paying you $20 million to do this great tour, it definitely be a lesson in tolerance and patience and, not even 20 million. That sounds just crazy, but what you would need in your rider, like in my rider, I need my own room. I need my own vehicle, and I need, I don't know.
My rider would be keep that bastard off my shelf.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, start there. And then
it's like pay.
Then you can have, room temperature water, only sparkling,
Yeah, that's the funny thing.
Who you want on the docket, and then
keep this bastard off my show. That might be the name of my next tour. Keep that bastard off.
Right. 1 through 10. Keep that bastard off my show.
You're damn right.
Forever. Yeah.
So, my friend, we haven't been in the same place since the mid-90s,
yes.
And, we haven't talked since then. And
right.
one of the reasons I wanted to
I haven't seen you in, I want to say, almost 30 years, like in person.
Ironically, I look exactly the same. Most people will go, dude, you really look 24 and you're 52? Yes, I do.
Yes, it doesn't crack. So.
Well, the funny thing is, here's the difference between me then and me now. Still have a full head of hair. It's not black.
Picture?
It's not black anymore. And I shave my head. So that's about it. I just shave my head and my face, as you can see from the picture. That's a recent picture. So it's just that's basically what I do. That's the only difference. And of course, my velvet tones are a lot more smooth than they were back then.
Yeah. It's been a long journey, long time. Yeah. It's funny to see people here. Some I didn't know that were here, like Fred Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Fred, is that mistaken? Oh my God, Fred L. You know what I'm talking about?
You don't even know who you're talking about. How am I supposed to know?
Yeah, you know him. Anyway, I've seen John Matter recently.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But it's funny to see people over the years. I want to think of that name. He had a TV show with called Dag with David Allen Greer.
Oh.
Fred, right? Huh? L. Thompson?
Paul F. Tompkins.
Paul! Fred sounded so weird. Sorry, Paul.
Wow.
Sorry.
Jeez.
I know. My bad.
Wow.
I had the tops.
You didn't even have that part. That's embarrassing.
I know.
Oh my God. Oh.
He understands. Considering he would not even know.
Wow. You don't even know him, damn it.
Yeah, apparently not. Where it's mutual. Hey, I don't.
It's just a weird thing because like when you haven't seen these people. When I run across some of these folks, I ran across one of these guys at a gym, and this guy's staring at me. I'm like, why is this guy staring?
You're like,
why is he staring? And I'm looking at the guy like, is this guy gonna are we having a problem here or something? And then he walks up and he grabs me. And I was like, am I gonna have to body slam this bastard? And it was an old friend from it was like an old friend from comedy. I'm like, hey, didn't remember his name, don't remember his name now, but I knew him. Hey, buddy, roll, yeah.
Right.
I'm remembering shows we did. I'm remembering jokes from his act. He's remembering. I mean, obviously, since then it's been like 50 acts ago, but he remembers jokes. But but the thing he remembered my name, and I'm like, hey, you know what would be kind of funny if we could just look at each other's driver's licenses to see how much we've changed.
Right, I know.
Yeah, Frank. Yeah.
I know. Right. Fred. Oh, there you are.
Hey, Jack. So I didn't even remember the damn name, But it was just like one of those weird things. But hopefully, in the next couple of years from now, when certain things that I'm working on get to where I expect them to get to, we will be able to high five in person. Okay, we'll be able to put on gloves because I know you now. We'll be able to put on the gloves and high five in person.
Yeah. After the Silkwood chamber.
I was like, I just wanted to see an old friend. I just wanted to say hello and shake her hand and say what's going on. But why am I being
through the plexiglass?
Why is everybody? What's with the spray? What the hell is with the spray? What's with this light? This light kills what? What? What's this light? This blue light kills what? So it's going like that. But the thing is, I just wanted to say hello to you. I wanted to have an opportunity to reconnect and catch up on old times, And other than the fact that I just think you're a pretty cool person, and one of my audience to see you and hear you is actually they're going to hear you because I don't use the video, but you know what I'm saying. And they're not saying she's living out in L.A. now, Miss Lisa Holly.
What?
You're out in L.A. now, Miss Holly's out in L.A. right now. So tell everybody this one will come out in a few weeks. So where can they see you? Where can they run into you? Where can they find you?
I'm a day-ho on Suns.
I knew it. She's taking my job. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, again. Since you left, I've been keeping it down.
Mm-hmm.
or up, if as it were. Sorry.
No, I think that works that's a guy thing. It's not women don't do the up thing, but it's a guy thing.
Right now, I'm I'm still trying to get back into the.
I'm talking about like your website is what I meant, right? Basically, your website. Your website.
The website. LisaHolly.net. Mm-hmm. If I paid on it,
believe me. Here's the thing with social media, people are like, you can find me on Twitter at.
Right. Yeah, my IG is Lisa Holly Comic.
Lisa Holly Comic. Okay, so I'll put that into the
and my Facebook and yeah.
Is your Facebook? We're friends on Facebook, so I don't know whether or not you're public or not. Is it a public facing Facebook? No, nope. So we're gonna go with the Twitter.
And Twitter too.
And Twitter. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna put your social media in the notes, Lisa.
Okay.
I want to thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
I'm blocking them all.
Before I release this in a few weeks, I'm gonna put all of our social media up, and make sure you do some good stalking online.
Before I release this,
some good online stalking. Yeah, it's like 5. This would be like 5 or it'd be a few weeks from now because I got a bunch of shows stacked up. I did Ralph a while ago and some other people. So we're gonna put this out.
Cool. Is it a whole Philly thing, or is it just?
No, I've done authors and newspaper people and actors and singers and things of that nature. But I also want to make sure I rep for my Philadelphia/New York people as well. So I make sure I have a lot of my Philadelphia/New York people on there as well to make sure everybody that's listening to me, obviously a lot of people are in different countries, so it's not like they're going to be able to come to shows, but the majority of people are in the United States.
Bonjour.
Yep, that's one of them. That's one of them. I don't know. Do you have an Australian accent also?
I do. It's hard to get to. I had to go through England to get.
That's another one of the countries. So
yes, I had to get to it. It takes me a while to get right to
Canadian accent, because I have people listening in Canada
Canadian
also.
Accent? You mean like that? Not really. No.
So that means no.
Some of my favorite people and favorite food.
Mm-hmm.
I like curry. They have a lot of vegetarian dishes.
A
lot of vegan dishes too.
In Canada? They're everybody thinks of back bacon when they think of Canada. Now you're saying that there's a lot of
back bacon as opposed to front bacon.
Yeah, they think about back bacon.
It's
a reference from an old movie, like one of those old SCTV type movies. But whoa, what in the blue hell was that sound? I just heard something weird.
I plugged you in.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was losing power. Mm-hmm. I was like, and then
So I just want to say,
right.
And that was the secret to the universe. But and for some reason, I can't repeat it.
Right.
So the main thing is, I just want to, more importantly than anything, I just want to thank you for doing the pod, for giving me your time and then give me your time. I appreciate it, and as I expect, I of course enjoy talking to you because I think you're a really, really cool person. All right. And young lady, we shall talk and harass each other online.
Yes, as per usual. Stop sending me meat videos and I'll be fine.
No, I already got a whole bunch of them saved up. I got a whole rack of lamb I'm going to send you tomorrow on Facebook.
Wrapped in bacon, wrapped in lamb, wrapped in bacon.
Fried in lard.
Deep fried. Cool.
Take care, young lady. Thank you.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Adios. Au revoir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Hello.
Good night. Take care, babe. Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, now that was fun, wasn't it? Told you. What did I tell you? Have I failed you yet? No. Will I fail you? Also no. Thanks again for all your support. Much love to everybody, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.